I'm thinking back on all those times when I felt closed off from all that I could become. Eager but too scared to climb. Wanted to please my friends, but it felt like the end on myself. I was shut down and all drained out. I was lost, so I had to change. Yeah, I shook off all the bad vibes, cut me loose from the pettiness they turned on me. But now I am perfectly free to be me. This is who I am. This is who I am now. No matter what they're saying, this is who I am. This is who I am now. They think that I have lost my mind, that I'm not being true, but they don't have a clue. 'Cause this is me when I cut out all of the shallowness and everything I suppressed to fit in a small frame. But I won't play your game anymore, so I had to change.
Good day, everyone, and welcome to Mommy Guide Inc.'s Conversations with Mommy Lala. Again, for those who are new to my channel, indeed, this is Mommy Lala. We all engage in conversations, right? Especially during social events. And most of the time, the conversations are well and good until a sensitive topic ensues, and then this becomes a little bit more difficult, and the conversations can eventually be more difficult to actually continue on. So, what do you do with this? That's why our topic for tonight is actually trying to know how to agree and disagree. How to agree to disagree with kindness. All right, with kindness. So, having with us tonight are two amazing content creator friends of mine who actually are perfect for this episode because they actually have a show where it's actually called Conversations with Andy and Anna, where their conversations take them from the everyday mundane topics to really very difficult topics, and yet they are always kind and respectful. And so let us start. We would love to engage with you also. Please feel free to put your questions or comments or suggestions on Mommy Guide Inc.'s Facebook page or Mommy Guide Inc.'s YouTube channel. But just like our topic for tonight, always be kind and respectful at all times, please. All right. So let's start off with a brief introduction of our amazing guests. Yes, we have two for tonight. First up is Andy. Andy is a septuagenarian whose career ranges from a couple of decades in applied research at the University of Minnesota to a creative position with Apple, from instructional design work with Hallmark, and add to that as director of lifelong learning in an urban synagogue. To his most important one, as he says, being a summer camp director. On the other hand, we have Ana Zugheri. Okay, but Ana Zugheri, and Ana is the founder and director of Faith 52, okay, which started out as a portable children's ministry in Houston, Texas. But post-COVID, Her ministry has pivoted to a different
Started
kind
as an
of
affordable
ministry,
children's
but
ministry in
maintaining,
Houston, Texas.
whoops,
But
hold on.
post-COVID, her ministry has
Oops, I hear, sorry about that. There was audio. All right. So again, post COVID, her ministry has pivoted to a different kind of ministry, but maintaining the core of her calling to love Jesus, obey Jesus, and tell everybody about him. She's also a new podcaster and content creator, a coach, and a trainer for ministry leaders, which indirectly allows her to keep serving children, which is her first love. And so, first time on Mommy Guide Inc. and first time on Mommy Guide Inc., Andy Halper, and second time on Mommy Guide Inc., Ana Zugheri. Hello! Hello to you both.
Hi, 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 hi.
Wow, okay, I had, see, two tech issues already. Oops, Andy, no audio? All right, there you go.
uh,
Oh,
nope, we can't hear you.
okay, hold on. It says guest has muted themselves. So you muted?
I
Yes.
I'm good. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, Anna is good. Okay, so while
Okay.
Andy is trying to turn on his video, let's just say Andy and Anna say hi to everybody in the chat before we actually begin. And Super Floop is
Yeah.
saying, good evening, everyone. Stoked for tonight's topic. Hi, batchmate. Yes, hi, Miss Marie. And hello, everybody saying hello to everyone. Tina is saying hi to Andy, Anna, and me. Thank you so much, Tina. There, Marie, hello. Nagkabuhol-buhol ang aking dila kanina, guys. Hi, Superfloop and Tina. There you go. KM, hi. Good evening. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us tonight. Expect that when talking about politics. Indeed, that would be one of the things we will probably touch later on. Okay, Andy. Okay, we still don't have audio. Andy, it's okay. You can, the drill. Go out first and go back in. All right, so I'll do this first in a while. Okay, so while we just fix some of our tech issue, and everybody is so used to that already, so don't worry. Okay. And then, hello, Miss KM. Good evening to our two amazing guests from Super Floop. Yeah, so excited to have you here with us. So exciting to have you here with us tonight. We cannot hear Andy. I know, right? That's why we are trying to unmute Andy, but at this point he can't. So I think the best way, Andy, for now is to just go back in, go out first, and then go back in. All right. So just like what we did a while ago. All right. And this happens all the time for us. So don't worry. Everybody's so used to this, right, guys? Yes. Hi, Andy and Anna. Andy's mic is disagreeing with him right now. So we have to, agree to disagree with kindness and respect, right? All right. So let's talk to Anna first while we're waiting for Andy. So, hi, Anna.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you
All
so much for
right.
being here.
Okay, so
And
yes, there you go,
can you
guys.
hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. So I know you guys are like familiar. I think I've seen Anna before. Yes, because she was our guest before. We talked about children's sharing our faith to our kids, right? So actually, yes. So Anna, how have you been so far?
I am good. So it's like almost 9 o'clock in the morning here in Houston, and we are already at 85 degrees. So I am sweaty but ready.
Yeah, so 85 degrees. That's basically us at night.
Yeah.
So
Oh
we're
my
so used.
gosh.
Yes, we're so used to
But
that.
it
Okay,
was
so
such a radical change of weather here in the last couple
mm,
of days because it's been so nice, and then all of a
mm-hmm,
sudden, boom, it
boom.
got really hot. So,
But it's almost summer
yeah,
for you, right? It is.
it is. Well, actually, my daughter has 2 more days of school, and she's
Mm-hmm.
done with seventh grade. So
Wow,
that's
that's great.
pretty crazy.
Yes.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
Anna, while
So
we're waiting
we're
for waiting for Andy. Okay, since we
yeah.
had you before
Hmm.
here, Okay, I know
Yeah.
that there have been some changes in Faith 52, right? So about the schedule
Yes.
of shows, maybe you want to talk to them about, what to expect now in Faith 52, both on your YouTube and on your Facebook.
Yeah, so I just following Mommy Lala's steps because she's the master on going live. I am just right behind her. I've been doing interviews now on my YouTube channel. I'm not getting into the crafts yet because yeah, I don't know how she does it, but I am doing live interviews on Friday mornings, 10 o'clock in the morning
Mhm.
with different people that I believe bring some kind of value to our community as parents, grandparents, and people that work churches. There's a lot
Mhm.
of that, and just people that inspires me. And of course, on Thursdays, we started a new segment, Andy and I. We've been doing it now, I think, for 4 weeks.
Mhm.
We go live every Thursday at then, not every other Thursday at 10 o'clock. And we call them casual conversations. And we really don't set a topic. We don't have a script. We just are two friends that meeting and talking about life, about faith, about what's going on in the world, religion, you name it. Sometimes we even talk about our glasses at the
Exactly.
end of the day.
All right, so that's why I said you guys are the perfect fit for our topic for tonight because they actually have a show called Conversations with Andy and Anna. And I was there, always there during their show. And it's amazing how despite the differences of points of views between Andy and Anna, they always end up being always respectful and kind, and we as the viewers always end up leaving with tons of information from just watching Anna and listening and watching to Anna and Andy, can we hear from you now?
I can hear you. I can see you.
All right, there you go.
I can feel
Absolutely.
your effervescence.
There you go, Andy. Thank you. Woo-hoo. All right, so Andy, maybe you just want to say hi to everybody. Talk a little bit about yourself and your content.
Yes. So I just took off my glasses for dramatic effect. It shows my sincerity and the depth of my caring about what we're doing here today and about life in general. But I have a question for you, Lala. You
Mm-hmm.
introduced me as a septuagenarian. What was that word?
Septuagenarian.
What does that mean?
It,
I
I
think
I
have
it
think
no
you
means
know what
idea.
that means.
I think that means that I'm in my 70s.
Yes, there you go.
Yes. I
Exactly.
think I am in my 70s. I'm 71. I'm soon to be 72. And I feel in my heart of hearts that age is my superpower. And I mean that, thankfully, been blessed with a good health and a good head of hair. And so somebody says, how does it feel to be 70? It feels just fine, and I know that I am lucky in that respect. To some degree, it's mindset. To some degree, it's choice,
Mm-hmm.
choosing to be who I am and how I am. And the old Viktor Frankl book, Man's Search for Meaning, he talks a lot about choice, the
Mm-hmm.
ability to choose who you are, turning suffering into triumph. I, by no means am I suffering, but um, how's that for being vague, Lala? Is that
All
vague
right.
enough?
No, thank you
I'm
so much,
Here's
Andy.
the here's the thing, friends, that every single time that I talk to Andy, I learn a new word. So watch out
Exactly.
for that in our
Same
conversation.
here. So I went
well.
ahead and made a new one.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead. All right. right, guys. All right. So again, some people in the chat. Okay, Sammy says, "Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Sammy, for being here." Okay, and of course, Tina is also saying hi to Sammy. And Rich Vibes. Hi, Rich. Not enough respect and kindness on the internet. Indeed.
That's
Not just
right.
in the internet, even face to
Yeah.
face, right? So, but as again,
Mhm.
as I said, I've I've seen Andy and Anna talk about so many things from, as I said, the mundane, from their glasses down to, faith and all of these things. And it can be done, guys. So that's why we have them here tonight. Maxine Fred, I know this is Andy's friend. I've seen her on Anna and Andy's stream. All right, kindness and respect makes the world go round. Awesome. Thank you so much. And guys, yes, please, indeed, please do share the stream. All right, thank you so much. Love the enthusiasm, Andy. All right, that's from Super Floop, our moderator. All right, thank you, Miss Marie, for sharing. Senior citizen. All right. And scrapbooking crafter, hello, hello. Camp spirit makes for young hearts, indeed. Yolo Yun Alonte TV. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you so much po. Maraming salamat. And hello. Yes, everybody saying hello to everyone. Even Anna here. All right. And hi, Sis Tina. All right. So I know that you guys are here because you are interested about the topic and our guests for tonight. So let's head on to the first one. All right. So
Yeah.
how do you feel, Anna and Andy? And how do you feel and what do you do when people challenge your opinions and beliefs? All right. So let's start with ladies first. Anna?
Thank you. Well, I think it all comes to the core belief that I have. It's how would I treat how do I want to be treated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I was to express my opinion and somebody was to say, well, I don't believe that and this and that, and just being mean to me. Well, I'm trying to express my opinion. I wouldn't be cool, right, with that. So
Mm-hmm.
I always go by that principle. Like I try to treat people the way I want to be treated. And there's this thing about learning. Life, it's a constant learning, and the fact that somebody might have a different opinion than mine
Mm-hmm.
means that I have something to learn and have to listen to why is their opinion so different from mine, because then we can come together and see the differences and the similarities and then take it from there.
Wow,
That's what I
amazing.
believe.
That is so nice. Yes, indeed, right? Still, you see the respect over there. All right. Thank you so much, Anna. Andy, let's hear your side.
Uh, I come to a word. This is not a new word that I'm that I'm coming to, but it's curiosity. There are people in my life who have different opinions than mine. Some people I'm very close with, and some people who I just meet tangentially, periphery. But it's curiosity. There's a young man in my life who happens to be my son in law.
Mm-hmm.
And so obviously he and I are very close. And but his views politically, philosophically, couldn't be any different than mine.
Mm-hmm.
But we respect each other's points of view. We don't try to change each other's points of view. Sometimes we do, but it's out of curiosity. When I know that we're about to enter a conversation, usually around politics or philosophy or behavior or society or culture, I always start off by saying, I don't know a lot of people who have your belief. Could you explain it to me? And it's, in my view, is truly out of curiosity. It isn't manipulative. It just tell me how you feel about that and why. So, as Anna said so beautifully, I learned something by it. I learned something by it. I don't want to change his mind because I'm not going to. And the emotion that we'll talk about later comes because I want to change his mind because I think some of his beliefs are so are so opposed, the antithesis of what I believe should be out in the world. But I need to listen and change my mindset to one of curiosity. How do I get to respect somebody that has such different points of view? That's a question that I'd like to ask your viewers, or Anna, or even you, Lala. How do you respect somebody who you believe views and attitudes and beliefs are detrimental to the world? How
Mhm.
about
Mhm.
that? How about that one, sports fans?
All right. So I'm also on the
Yeah.
spotlight. Yes, again, it boils down to, respect. Okay. And there are people who are just really not open to, as I said, we've heard our guest Andy and Anna says, listening is very important. But sometimes, definitely, there are those who do not want to listen, but rather just want
Hmm.
to be heard, right? So then we adopt Anna's stance of you act the way you want to be treated, right? So
Right.
maybe it's not the proper venue, it's not the proper time. Okay, so maybe you can actually engage this person in, conversation about that very difficult topic, but probably maybe it's not the right place or it's not the right time. So you're not saying, especially as what Andy said, it could be detrimental, right? His views may be really, in a way, bad. Okay, can really hurt others. But if that person is not willing to listen to you, no matter how sound your argument is, it's not gonna work, right? So you'll just end
Right.
up in, probably, really getting mad at each other, and in the end, nothing is really, what do you call this, nothing will be learned from that. So it's okay, for me, it's okay to actually veer away from conversations. It doesn't have to be like I need to be the winner. It's not about winning. It's not about who's best, who is better. It's really about creating conversations, and as Andy said, curiosity, right? If your
Yeah.
mindset is really, why does he or she think that way? Why? What made her? Okay, so you listen, okay, because
That's right.
he or she has that stand because of something, right? Maybe this is how she or
Hmm.
he understands it, right? So guys, how about you in the chat? Andy actually asked you guys a question as well. So what do you think? Again, please feel free, okay, to actually engage with us, the 11 people right now in the house. Thank you so much. All right, of course, we have Samantha just inspires. Hi, Samantha. Thank you so much for dropping by. I know you're at work, but you're listening. Thank you. And David. Hi, David. David saying hi to all of us. Okay, that's when conflict begins, says Tina One. When you try to change the other person's stand.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh man,
That's
Andy getting the
definitely the wrong
gears.
way to go.
Exactly. And Sammy says, "Oh man, Andy getting the gears turning in the brain as early as now." But that's a great question. Made me think of how I approach those kinds of conversations. Super Fluke, by the way, is my daughter, and she's also my mother. There you go. Maybe from Tina, okay, her answer is maybe it's knowing when to speak, when to listen, and when it's time to leave.
That's really good. Yeah.
Exactly. And for scrapbooky crafter, yes, I usually weigh in first if the person really wanted to engage in healthy discussion, or if they just wanted to fight over something but not really willing to listen. Indeed. And we
Yeah.
have Victor. Hi, Victor. Good morning to you, and good
Victor,
morning for the rest. Beach Vibe saying hi to Tina. All right. And everybody saying hi to everybody. Victor saying, I always win against the computers. That's a great one. So Victor has a
Yeah.
conversation with his computers, cameras, lights, and so many other gears. All right. So Tina saying, laugh out loud. So if I discern that the person just wanted to argue, I just walk away respectfully. Again, so it's not just, very rudely turn your, respectfully. by telling the person that maybe we can discuss some other time if the person will be open to discuss it. That's great. Thank you so much, Miss Daisy, Scrapbookie Crafter. Congratulations for your anniversary month this month of May. And Tina is saying hi to David and Rich on a healthy conversation as an add-on of Scrapbookie Crafter. Rich says we all have to respect that people are entitled to their opinion, even if you don't agree with it. Absolutely. And Maxine says, I always start a debate thinking I might be wrong or have insufficient information. All right, great.
That's good too.
Right, because
Yeah.
the motive behind Maxine's um initiating the debate is good. Not really, to
Mm-hmm.
instigate fear or harm or anything, but really out of, as she says, information, curiosity. Amazing. No wonder you are Andy's friend. You two are so alike. All right, Victor, you're always challenging the guys. And David says, I struggle with this more now than ever. I admit that I have lost respect for people that I once
Yeah.
got along with over their views that I found surprisingly adversarial.
I would
Difficult,
like to
actually. Yes, Andy.
I would like to explore and agree with what David talked about a little bit. I think that it seems to be getting more difficult to have
Mm-hmm.
conversations with people who have opposed views
Mm-hmm.
from you. I think it's more difficult, but at the same time, it's more important. Um, I use the word curiosity, but there's also a word being courageous. When I engage in a conversation with somebody who I know have different points of view than me, it does take a degree of courage because of the volatility
Mm-hmm.
that we get from social media or the news or opposing news networks. They seem to inflame and entice rather than to calm. Not that that's what their roles are, but the emotions, the volatility these days seems to be a lot more inflammatory
Mm-hmm.
than ever before. And it does take me, at least, to have courage to dip into those important conversations. And as somebody said, sometimes I just walk away because it's so difficult and it's so difficult. That's
Yep.
Absolutely.
That's
And I
true.
think Anna and I are in agreement, right? It's really harder now. All right. So, Sarah's World, thank you so much. Nice to meet you, host. Thank you so much, Sarah's World, for dropping by. All right. So, next question. I know that the answer to this one is obviously yes, but maybe you can expound on it further. Okay, so you do have close relationships with people. Do you have close relationships with people who have very different opinions and beliefs from you? I think Andy already mentioned, a very close one. Okay, and what's that like? Okay, and then maybe for Anna. Okay, because Andy mentioned this a while ago. Do you have something similar to what Andy has shared a while ago about a close
Yes,
relation?
yes, I actually have several very close people. For starters, there's people in my family that does not believe what I believe as far as my faith and my religion,
Mm-hmm.
my relationship with Jesus Christ, and it's that doesn't mean that I don't go to family events or we don't get together or celebrate Christmas and all these things that just because I love them, regardless of their beliefs or non-believings. I have a friend, a very very nice friend that I admire so much and that I really look up to, and his lifestyle is very very different from me, very different, and a lot of people that has my ideals and my share ideals in religion and way of thinking will say like, well, why are you being friends with that person? He's completely opposite from who you are and what you do and all these things. But there is, like I said, there are so many things that I admire about him, and we are always very friendly. We talk, we share recipes and things. So It is. It comes all comes down to that. Like he can learn from me, I can learn from him. So
All right.
it's all about that, I think.
Great. So, as Anna and Andy mentioned, they do have people, close relations, okay, friends and family members who may have very different views with them, but they still talk to each other. All right. So they still have very good relations with them. Okay. So, now when you meet someone, okay, and have good feelings about them, right? Maybe just a first, just an acquaintance, not really very close yet, and you discover that they have varying opinions and beliefs as you do. Does your opinion of them change? Of course, we can't turn away relatives, right? We're always together. But what if it's a new acquaintance and eventually in the beginning you like this person so much, you hit it off, you have so many great things that you can talk about, and then suddenly something appears and that you're actually don't agree with his or her opinion. So how do you
Mhm.
how do you go about that, Anne?
That's it's a good question. Yes, you meet somebody. I'm a student right now. I'm a retired guy, but I've gone back to the university to learn some more, lifelong learning and all that. And I'm taking a lot of classes with people who I've never met before, obviously. And now that we're back in person, it's a great thing. And because you're often paired up with other people you're doing different work with,
Mm-hmm.
you're attracted to people, not in a weird sexual way, but you're attracted to their personality, to their energy, to their joie de vivre, their joy of life. And then when
Sure.
you get to know them just a little bit more, all of a sudden you're talking and you're getting intimate in conversation, and you find out that they might have they're on the opposite end of the political spectrum as you
Mm-hmm.
are, or religiously, in faith wise, they don't believe that your religion,
Mm-hmm.
Jewish, uh, deserves to exist. And all of a sudden a really nice relationship
Yeah.
blows up. And I'm not talking hypothetically. This does happen, and it's happened
Yes.
2 weeks ago. And does my opinion of them change? Yes. Is it worth investigating, going down that road and said, so why don't you think the Jewish people deserve to exist? Why do you think that Israel doesn't choose to exist? Things that are so fundamental to my core.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wade in there to somebody who you might not ever have a relationship with, or do you toss it out and go, I don't have time and room in my life for
Mm-hmm.
somebody who is contributing to hatred?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an answer to that aside from, no, I don't have time for new people in my life who have oppositional views than I do. Do I respect them? I want to, but my true core says, you don't have time for this
Mm-hmm.
or this. So I'm not really being respectful, but we will explore that in a different question.
All
How's
right.
that for?
Okay. Thank you so much for that.
I
Very.
absolutely agree with that,
Ah,
Andy.
same.
Throwing confetti at you, like virtual confetti.
Okay, hold on. We can have
Mm.
confetti. All right. So let's have that confetti, Anna. Okay, there you
Oh yeah,
go.
Oh, there you go. Well, it's supposed to go to Andy
Yeah, okay, we'll do
because
that.
he's
Okay, so let's do that for all of us. All right, there you go.
yes, because that was a golden nugget right there, and
Yes.
it's like that is the exercise, Andy. I believe, just because when things are steer in your core, and you're like, oh man, there is a discipline within us to walk away from a conversation like that and from a
Mm-hmm.
relationship that you might have been building, but we, like you said it so beautifully, we don't have time for that because we are called to do good. So
Yes.
I'm not going to spend my energy, time, and effort with a person that it's probably going to bring negativity, and that I, at the end of the day, might not change his or her mind, and it's not my job to do that. So I
Exactly.
love how you put that.
Amazing.
I
Agree.
I have a
Okay,
little
Anna.
tangent. You just sparked something in me, Anna, which is why we're such good friends. But do
Exactly.
you remember? You remember the song from the '60s, probably before both of you were born. It went, "Come on, people, now, try smile on your brother. Everybody get together. Try to love one another right now." So I was raised in the '60s, and
Mhm.
that was a mantra that I had that I felt was in my
Mhm.
bloodstream, holy wine. My idealism, my idealism, my ideals were all about brotherhood, sisterhood,
Mhm.
humanity,
Mhm.
looking at everybody uh, in such a way, individuals as well as community, in such a way to bring people together. Um, as, as our society, I think, is getting more volatile, a little more dangerous, that song, I try to remember it and try to, when I engage people who are, that I don't have time for, that I think, do I need to have that time? Does it make me more, is it a more holy type of interaction to get that respect, even though it's harder to give the respect, even though it's harder, even though I don't have time for them. I don't know. Maybe I should be talking to a
Mhm.
shrink rather than the two of you.
I think it also depends, right? Not every day is a good day for us, right? There are days that
No,
no matter how bad it is, we can still smile and say, okay. But there are just days when, you're just not, don't really have that energy nor the time to actually engage with such people. So I think it
that's
does
right.
happen on a case to case basis. But again, I agree with both Andy and Anna that if the person is really toxic, we call them toxic, and it's futile to actually engage with them in any form or shape of conversation. All right, so we go back to the chat a little bit before we move on. This is such an amazing conversation. I will try to make this into an hour, guys, but I'll try. I'll try. All right, and then Ati Margie says, done shared. Thank you so much, Ati Margie, and thank you for dropping by. She's from the UAE. Okay, BG here.
All right.
That's United Arab Emirates. Yes. She's watch work mode, but she's listening. All right. And Tina saying hi to her. Maxine is saying talking to people I disagree with is an opportunity for me to gain a new perspective and perhaps expand my view and even change for the better. Again, that's
Mhm.
also yes, as I said, right? Our opinions, we just really need to be respectful, and I agree with Maxine. And Tina says about, what do you do with people who disagree with you on no comment. All right. That's fine. Right? And then Sarah says virtual hug. Thank you so much, Miss Sarah. Ate Margie. And Scrapbookie Crafter, this is Daisy. I agree. If the person is not even considerate on your core or not being respectful, dust off your sandals and move on. All right.
Mm.
And yes, just walk away. Don't stress yourself, says Tina. I don't know that song. Now we know, Tina. All right. So when you watch Andy and Anna stream together on Conversations with Andy and Anna on Fate 52 on Anna's YouTube channel in Facebook, two things. No, three things. You'll learn something new, okay, in terms of, perspective. You'll learn a new word, and you will learn either literature, part of a poem or a song. Those three, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So if you've not seen any of the episodes, definitely you should. It's very engaging and it's not pretty long. It's between 30 minutes to 45
Yep.
minutes max. So, it will, if you're very busy, you can make time for it. Promise. It's worth it. Okay, and Noy TV, thank you so much, Noy, for dropping by. Brotherhood can be contagious. Yes, this is the 60s. Andy talking about the 60s. There you go.
Yeah.
And then, hi, Noy, like we can still love them from afar and still care and maybe pray for them, but we can't afford to be
Yeah.
held back because of their negativity. Yes. It is interesting to be in a company of people with different opinions. And I've seen that with Andy and Anna, as my next question is going to be very into that one. But the greatest thing in the world is finding a community of love where you can be your authentic self without fear of being judged. Indeed.
Who said that?
Hmm.
Who said that?
That's
Tina?
Tina One Kenobi. Yes. She's a dear
Tina, let's
crafty
be
sister.
friends. Let's be friends, Tina. That's
Oh,
beautiful.
you've
Yeah.
seen her, Andy. She goes live sometimes on OVMG.
Yeah.
She's my dear friend. She's a crafty
Yeah.
friend of mine.
Yeah. Tina.
Yes.
I don't know why my voice went so high. Tina.
Yes, because yes, she really has great opinions. Really. Okay, but
Mhm.
there you go. And I don't have English ability, but I'll do my best. It's okay, Sora. Even if I will translate, sis. Okay, thank you, host. Hello, Miss Tina. All right, so now we move on to a question that is maybe, controversial for some, because most of the time in conversations, you try not to talk about this, and that's faith. Okay, but as you know,
Mm.
but if for those of you who don't know, Andy and Anna has a show called Conversations with Andy and Anna. But okay, they actually don't have the same faith. They don't believe in this, or they don't practice the same faith. Anna and Andy come from different faiths, and I'll let them tell you what it is with seemingly fundamental different points of view. So have the two of you ever discussed your differences? Okay, so let's start with Anna, and then Andy. So Anna is
Yeah, you can call me Annie. You
Annie.
know?
So you now have a new name.
Uh,
Sorry, Anna.
right. No, it's all good. It's all good. I think that more than our discussing our differences, because as
Mm-hmm.
for your viewers, I am a Christian
Mm-hmm.
and Andy is a Jew.
Mm-hmm.
So we talk more about our differences is to learn from each other. You know, there's
Yes.
things like, and like he said, the curiosity of it. It's like I've learned so much in this 4 or 5 weeks that we've been doing this, and it's a constant reminder for me of like, get out of your bubble. I'm always like, I used to be thinking like, well, I need to be in community with people that think like me and that dress like me and talk like me, and because that's where the people I have fun with. But once that you step out of that bubble, and like Andy said, oh my gosh, I love those two words, curiosity and courage.
Mm-hmm.
You come more to learn more things. In that, we talked about this a few weeks ago in our show about the traditions and things that we pass on to our children, right? And it's not so much about passing the culture, but it's leaving heritage. So how can we leave them a bigger view of what the world is and all the beautiful things that are if we're just in a
Mm-hmm.
bubble? So we just want to come out and learn more to educate the generations that are coming behind us and say, hey, listen, the world wasn't like this. We made it.
Mm-hmm.
We made it like this with all these opinions and everybody staying in their own bubble. So if you expand that curiosity and that courage, like, why do you believe this, Andy? What do you, well, I believe this, Anna, and like,
Mm-hmm.
let's just talk about it. And like, I love learning Hebrew words. I speak
Yes.
Spanish. That's my native language. So even when I learn new words in English, like this morning when we started the show, and I was like, what was that word again? So it's just expanding my knowledge of life, of Hebrew words, about Judaism, and
Mm-hmm.
how, what, because we do have differences, but we also have very core values that brings us together. Like if
Amazing.
we could, I'm pretty sure we will open a camp together.
Exactly. There you go. Now it's Andy. Andy's turn.
Well, beautifully said, Anna. Beautifully said.
Agree.
Everything. Agree. Uh, I think the question is, do Anna and I have conversations that are
Mm-hmm.
uncomfortable conversations? I don't know. We haven't. We dip into areas of commonality, of aspiration. We know the world that we hope to create through our teaching, our energy, our example. We know the world that we want to create. And that's what we have in common, without a doubt. The things that we don't have in common, we don't really go into because that's not what I think we're about as a couple, so to speak. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean,
Mm-hmm.
just in the, in a professional standpoint, of course.
Yes, of
Uh,
course.
when, when, when Anna says things like, I know that she loves Jesus. I know that Jesus Christ is to her her God, her Savior, her salvation, and it's in her. It's in her core. Jesus is in her core. As a Jewish guy, uh, I, Jesus is not my Savior. My salvation is not God
Mm-hmm.
uh, whatsoever, whatsoever. And um, so she respects that of me, and I respect that of her without a doubt. Without a doubt, I respect that. We don't get into things like the current debate from the
Mm-hmm.
Supreme Court about abortion, about a woman's rights. We don't get there, not because not I'm not frightened to, but that's not what we're doing right now. And perhaps we should. Perhaps we should to have it be a more genuine relationship. But I don't know if that's what our show is about. Dealing, delving into politics, delving into that type of those values systems that affect our country. I'm not sure. So I'm not answering your question,
Yes.
am I?
So no, it's okay. It's okay. Sometimes a question leads to another one, right? It piques our, curiosity. So indeed, right? So there is, as Anna
But
said, yes, Anna.
yeah, I jump in there because I think that Andy and I can totally talk about those things. We
Mm-hmm.
can totally talk about those things on a live show and having a coffee together or anything like that. But for what I believe is that we are not there yet, because in any relationship, you get into this intimacy. And again, we're not talking as a couple, a
Yes,
professional
yes,
couple.
yes, yes.
So we're building a relationship, we're getting to know each other, and that's when you can come and talk about the hard things. So we're being dipping into them
Yeah.
little by little,
It's like
but
nibbling first,
we
right? Nibbling on the top of
exactly,
different
exactly.
difficult
You can come on and just a stranger say like, "Hey, what is your opinion on abortion?" Unless you're on a TV show and asking questions, right? But you don't do that. So you do want to go deeper into real things that are happening in our world. If we want to make a better world, we
Exactly.
have to address those things, but we just need to take our time and
Yes. So I think,
the
yes, I
relationship.
agree with Anna
Beautiful.
that and Andy, things need to be discussed. Yes, there
Yeah,
are many difficult things that need to actually be talked about, but it has to be in a manner where the people involved are ready. Ready in
yeah,
terms of, emotionally, physically, they're ready to
exactly,
listen. Otherwise, it's futile, right? Because
exactly.
the other person may not be ready for whatever reason, right? So there you go. Thank you,
Yep.
guys.
Thank-
That was a difficult question. But as I said, okay, yes, Andy.
no, I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, it's okay.
I just need to say, Anna, beautifully said, beautifully said,
Thank you.
and
Thank you, sir.
as they used to say, on the nose, correct. You just got it beautifully. And Mama, you're just as great facilitator. You just bring it together, bring it
Yeah.
together.
Thank you, Andy. As I said, me being, in the chat and watching Andy and Anna during their show, their conversations with Andy and Anna. Andy would ask Anna a question, out of the blue. So, what do you think of this? And this again, let me see. Right? So Anna will actually really think about it. Right? And she will respond. And whether Andy liked what Anna, or agrees with what what Anna said. Like
Andy, I
Annie.
think we need to change the name of our show to Annie.
All
Yeah,
right, so
no.
that's why I said, the first time I watched their show, this has to be a regular thing. I really love, their first episode together. They talked about being a Christian and being a Jew. And that was that was a spectacular show. If you've not seen it, you better head on to Ana Zugheri Fate 52 on YouTube and watch that episode. And you will realize that why do people actually fight? Just because they have different beliefs. So here's Annie and Anna. They have totally different views, but they actually really did an amazing conversation. More for really, why do you do this? Why do you, like, remember we were talking about Passover? That was one episode, right? So I'm a Christian as well. So I don't, what I know about Passover is, not like the way Andy actually, described it to us. It's like, wow, right? So again, we
We
learned
learned
so many
something.
things when we
Yeah.
actually do listen. So let's see what the people in the chat are saying. Okay, they're actually also
Yeah.
commenting. All right, so there you go. I am trying to no, Sarah, you're great. You're doing great. Just being here, Sarah. Thank you so much for dropping by. All right, and everybody saying hi to everybody. Um John Ryan. Hello, John. Coffee Talk and Tech. There is a lot to learn
Hey,
and
John.
respect. Most people forget Jesus was a Jew. Much love. All right. Thank you, John. None of us have monopoly on virtue and truth. Indeed. Okay. Just as
Yeah.
again, the title of this episode, Agree to Disagree with kindness and respect. As Andy and Anna actually, no, not just by words, okay, showcased it on their show. Okay, while looking at the facial expressions of everyone. Thank you, Sora. Yes, that is indeed one way of actually, trying to understand. Thank you. That's true. A discussion can be beautiful session of mutual discovery and learning. Exactly,
That's
Tina.
right.
Exactly. And that is
Very-
what their show, okay, really imbibes. So if you've not seen it, I highly suggest that you do. The links are actually in the description down below and even
Thank
on
you.
my Facebook post and here on YouTube. But it can suddenly turn into an argument when the priority becomes proving yourself right instead of searching for truth and understanding it together. Yes, thus the reason or the people involved in the conversation has to be really be prepared as well, because if they're not open to other people's suggestions, then that's where the difficulty really starts. And Tina is saying, hey, John Ryan, and John is saying hi to Tina. Jason Rosetta, thanks for dropping by, anak. Here lang, Ma'am Tina, for WH. I love to learn more Hebrew words too. Oh, I have one that I remember. Later, we will say it, right, Adi? Before we
Oh,
leave,
yeah.
we will teach them that one. Okay, we will teach you some.
Yeah.
Andy will teach you that one. Because we always say that before they leave their show. So now I know it by heart. All right. And I think I love how healthy your professional relationship is. Indeed. Nazy,
Thank you.
Scrapbooky Crafter, please do follow Andy
Yeah.
Halper, Ana Zugheri, Fate 52, both on Facebook and on YouTube. You will love their show. And I think a lot of people has to learn from you both. Yes, they can. Absolutely. Relationships grow and change, but you will see. There goes John. Your friendship is so inspiring. I used to think that it would be impossible to communicate with people that have contrasting views. Okay, this is my daughter, indeed, anak. So you can see they model it, right? It's not
Yeah.
just words, they model it, and you can see that in their show. And don't trust me? Go there and watch. All right. So, hearable words, facial expressions while looking at the eyes. Oh, Sarah, thank you so much. And Tina says, can only be possible if you remind yourself to keep an open mind. Yes, open mind, open heart. There you go. All right. I actually watched their first episode together with mom. Yeah, she was with me. It was such an eye opener. Yes. Nice smile,
Oh,
gentle eyes.
wow,
Thank you,
thank you.
Sarah. Yes, I need to watch it. Yes, Scrapbookie Crafter. They now have 4 episodes. Right, Anna?
I believe so, yeah.
Yes, and it's
Yep.
every other week. Okay, so when is the next
Mm-hmm.
episode, guys? Is
This
that
This
Thursday.
week, but the next one.
is it
Is
not this?
it?
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
next Thursday?
Yeah.
Anyway, just to be sure that you get notified, you need to subscribe and hit that notification
That's
bell so you
right.
don't miss it. All right. Yes, so much love and respect goes in it. So check them out, you guys. There you go. Mazel. Okay, how do you
Mazel
read
tov.
it?
Tina, how do you know that? Mazel
Okay.
tov.
Yes.
Mazel
Tina
tov
knows
means
a lot of
congratulations.
things. It's like a job interview. I was nervous. Oh, relax, Sarah. Relax. Just enjoy the conversation, anak. All
You're
right,
doing
there
great.
you
Yeah.
go.
Doing
Okay.
great.
Hey,
Okay, we're
Andy, can you
almost.
use mazel tov in any situation? It's just congratulations, or it has to be
Yeah.
used in a particular scenario?
Yes, when do you use it, Andy?
Um, um, I'm thinking of an example. You can use it whenever you want. It's
Okay,
usually,
good.
yeah, it's usually, you should have some ebullience about it. You should not just say Mazel Tov. It's like Mazel Tov when somebody gets
Yay! All right.
the Jewish
Okay.
religion.
We have
when you
another
get
one, Anna. Okay, that one we're gonna say later, and this one. Okay, so
Mazel Tov.
Yeah.
Mazel tov.
And,
All right. Okay.
and actually, it means congratulations, but Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov. Tov means good. Mazel is like spiritual luck. It's
Oh,
when you have mazel, it's you have good karma, good vibration. So
see how
mazel tov.
beautiful the Hebrew words are. Oh my
Exactly.
gosh, I love them. It's
Mazel
so
tov.
meaningful. I love
Mazel
them.
tov. All right.
Mazel
Tina
tov.
said she learned it from movies.
Sure,
There you
I learned it from a song, you know.
there you
sure.
go. I learned it from both of you now, and from Tina. All right. When you wish someone good luck. Yes, Tina. Yes, that's what Andy said. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next question. Are you up for it, guys? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. The questions are
Oh,
okay.
he took off his glasses. That means he's ready.
All right, he's ready. All right. So we're almost to the top of the hour, guys. Okay. So have you lost friendships over politics, culture, or religion? How do you discuss that with that person? Or do you even do it? Who wants to
Wow.
answer first?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
But,
lost?
you know, I don't think so. This is really interesting because I can't recall or can't come to my mind somebody that I lost because of our different opinions. I've lost people or relationships with people um, for them what we discussed earlier, right? Like they were mean and trying to impose their ideas on me, and that's how, at the end of the day, I guess you could say that. But I could have been still her friend, but she was just mean. She was just mean. So no, I don't think I had lost a relationship over my opinions and my beliefs. I think again, it's a matter of the respect and care beyond the opinions, beyond the ideas, the religions. It's caring about a person. That's my answer.
All right. Thank you, Anna. That's nice, right? So when this person was just being mean. It's not about the opinion
Yeah,
anymore. It's just, the action
right.
was being mean. All right. Thank you so much,
That's
Anna,
right.
for that. All right, Andy, how about you?
Let's flash back 50 years for a moment.
Mm,
Uh, as a young teenager or as a young 20-year old, I remember several relationships that I was having with young women or
mhm,
women who were having a nice relationships with things were starting off.
mhm,
Mostly when I was a teenager, this would happen. And when the young woman's parents found out that I was Jewish, I can think of at least four situations that the parents forbid the young woman to see me further.
mhm,
And in two situations, the parents brought me over to their house and sat me down and tried to, you're a nice guy, our daughter likes you, and all that. Have,
mhm,
and just tried to almost get me out of being Jewish, which was
mhm,
very disrespectful and all that. But yes, I lost beautiful relationships out of it. That was a long time. That was a long
mhm,
time ago.
mhm.
Currently, yes, it's mostly around politics, the
Yes.
situation in the world. It's the difference, I think, between the macro and the micro. The macro is the world, the community, social media. I want to change the world. I want to be a part of a better community.
Mhm,
And I get so upset when people get upset with my point of view, but it's the micro that Anna was talking about so splendidly before, the micro of one relationship at a time. That's what really fuels my heart and
mhm,
allows me to, not allows, it makes life beautiful. And to be so involved with the macro hatred and that's going on in the world and the prejudice, it's toxic, to use Lala's words, toxic for me. But it's the micro, the
mhm,
relationship that I have with Anna and with Lala and
mhm.
and so many others, Maxine.
All right.
How's that? That I even come close to your question, Lala?
Oh yes, yes, yes. You answered it right. Have you lost relationships? And then the next one was how did you discuss it with that person? So absolutely you did, Andy. All right. So
Well,
I just want to mention a special mention to one of our, people in the chat, Sora. She's really having a hard time understanding, but she's trying her best. Okay, she's still here. She said that now she's trying to
Good
use a
job,
translator
Sarah.
because I make a mistake. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I
Yes.
know that you're trying, and you still being here, I know you really want to understand the conversation, and I do understand that you do understand, but maybe you cannot give a comment or a reply. As I said, okay lang po magtagalog. Okay lang po. Opo. Ako na lang po yung magta-translate. Hindi lang po ako pwedeng magtagalog kasi hindi nila ako maiintindihan. So there you go. Sorry, Andy and Anna. I just wanted to
Oh
reassure
no, don't
Sora that
apologize.
yes, that
On
she
the
can
contrary.
actually just, speak in the vernacular, and I will just, translate it and what do you call this? Translate it for you, Andy and Anna, and the other people in the chat. Again, no prejudice, Sora. It's okay. It's okay. English is
it,
not also my first language, so it's okay. Yes, Andy.
Lala, is her name Sarah?
Sora.
Sora.
Yes.
Sora?
Yes.
We loves you, Sora. Oh, yes, we do. When
There you
you're
go.
not with us, we're blue. We love you, Sarah. We do. Oh,
Oh, there you go.
Sarah. We love you.
All right, there you go,
Yay!
Sora. How's that special song from
Yes.
Andy? Oh my goodness. So sorry, there you go, hearts. We really,
Yeah.
appreciate you still here, being here, and really trying
Mhm.
to, put something in the chat. Thank you so much. And Maxine said, saying good point, Anna, from how you answered this one. David
Mhm.
says, I've had old friends from high school. Unfriend. okay, me on Facebook over my political leanings, but we weren't close to begin with. So not a huge loss. Yes, it does happen. It does.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
the only one, so I listen slowly. Yes, it's okay. And at the end of the day, Sarah, message me or you can watch this on replay. Okay, and hopefully you can, and if you have questions, just message Mommy Lala.
Yeah.
Wanted
I
to
believe
stop
you
in
can
and say
set
hi to
the
you.
closed caption.
Yes, there you go. Jay Smith. Hi, Jeffrey. Yes, Jay Smith is one of our community's
Hey,
favorite
Julie.
because he's the one who taught us Notion, Anna. The reason why I have
Yes.
Notion for my guest now is because of Jay Smith. Thank you. 3
Yeah, I
episodes
watched that
already with
episode.
Jay.
Very helpful.
Exactly.
Excuse me. I have a song for J.A.
All right. So Jay is Jeff. There you go.
Jay just dropped in to see what condition your condition was in. I have no idea what that means. We were friends and now we're lost. We're gone. It's okay, but I love you, John.
Yes,
Love you.
absolutely. All right. Thank you, host. You're very welcome, Sarah. We love you. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm Sarah. We had to hear Andy sing. Just kidding, Andy. Hi, Jeff. That's John. All right.
John, you're just jealous because you haven't had your coffee and you
Sarah,
can't sing like Andy,
don't
can
be
you?
sorry, Sarah. Okay, Sarah is saying I'm not highly educated. It doesn't. No, we're not here because we are highly educated. No, Sarah. Okay,
Mm-mm.
so we're here because we want to engage in conversations, right? So you
That's
being
right.
there in the chat, trying your best to engage with us and understand what's happening is truly amazing. All right, so
Yeah,
continue on,
absolutely.
Sarah. Come on, people. Now smile on your brother. John, how are you doing from Jeff? Andy's friends are not lost. They exist until the next time. From
Mm.
Jeff. I didn't like English. It's okay, Sarah. The next time the other person gets angry during your passionate conversation, throw a towel. What's this? Sorry, towel over.
To her
Oh, that's
shoulders.
over. That towel
Over.
over his
Mhm.
or her shoulders and say, now you're super angry.
That's a good one.
So that's how I can envision, Tina doing that.
Yeah.
I'll do
That
my best.
was
Yes,
great.
Sarah, you're
Yeah.
doing great. You're doing great. Maybe the other person walk away, or maybe you'll die that day.
Wow. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I'm
Good.
gonna
Oh,
try
I've
that
been
with
up
my
for
husband.
Okay, John is saying I've been up for 5 hours, much coffee, but yes, my singing is. That's why. All right, laugh out. Everybody is laughing. All right, see, that's how it should. Let's not be too serious, right? Sometimes we're too serious.
Yeah.
It's a conversation, right? All
Yeah,
right,
true.
finally, the last question. All right, for tonight.
All right.
Oh, yes, it's the last, guys. We've gone over time. It's an hour 15 already. So talk about the role of emotions when you can't agree to disagree. Again, our topic is how do you agree to disagree with respect, all right, and kindness. So how about when they're, really, you're very emotional. So I said there are days when whatever gets hurled at you or whatever happens, you're okay with it. But there are times when, just as simple as something, being bumped on the shoulder unintentionally, makes you angry, right? So what do you think about, how do you talk about the role of emotions when you can't agree to disagree? How do you handle this? All right. Do you want to start, Andy?
Sure. Literally, this is what I do. When I feel that there are emotions that I don't, I'm not comfortable with,
Mm-hmm.
I think to myself, and it's a trigger. It's muscle memory because I've trained myself
Mm-hmm.
for years, decades to do this. I say to myself, is this how I want to be? Do I want to be this way? Emotions are tricky. Emotions, they come at you when you least expect it, and people say that you really can't control your emotions, or you shouldn't control your emotions. There are good emotions and there are emotions that uplift your life and make life beautiful. And there are emotions that you know, or I can only speak, there are emotions that I know are detrimental to the situation that I'm in. I
Mhm.
say to myself, is this who I want to be? Is this how I want to react? So it's not just controlling my emotions, it's deciding, choosing how I want my emotions to come out. It's not being stoic or like Mr. Spock on Star Trek.
Mhm.
It's not being in control, but choosing,
Mhm.
just choosing your attitude, choosing my attitude. It's it's not easy.
Mhm.
It's not
Mhm.
difficult, but it usually gets me, usually leaves me feeling, and the other person with more of a sensible reaction to things. I don't know.
Exactly. So
I don't know.
intentionality there. That's basically what Andy's saying. Intentionality to get a hold of your emotions, no matter how difficult it is. Right.
Well
So
said. Well said, Lala. You
thank you
said
so
it in
much,
one
Andy.
word,
Mhm.
not 2 minutes.
All right. Thank you, Andy. And Anna.
Yeah, well, it's pretty much what Andy says. I am learning. I'm taking a couple of classes and doing this about the way our brain functions, and like this is really important. What Andy said, it's choosing, because yes,
Mhm.
you can totally choose how you feel. And, I used to believe, well, he made me angry or she made me sad, or nobody
Mhm.
can make you do anything. Or those emotions are, we're just human and they just come. So I think the key is awareness. Be aware of how your body feels, even like, if your shoulders tense, like you're starting to feel with the words that are coming at you. Words are really, really powerful.
Mhm.
So when you start feeling those emotions, it's like just come to the state of peace. What Andy said, just recognize what's happening to your body, because that's the first reaction. And
Mhm.
then you can take a big deep breath and say like, okay, well, am I going to let this to reaction or an action, right? Because then you will create conflict if the reaction, it's perceived by the other person by aggressiveness and what have you. And also I learned that most of the time when we disagree with someone, the first reaction that we tend to have is anger. And if we
Mhm.
look at anger, is a second emotion. There's always something, a core behind that anger. So when we identify, okay, why am I getting angry? Is it because I'm fearful that this person is trying to impose their beliefs on me? It's because I want to be right? Like, what is that behind the anger that you are projecting? And then once that you take a second or two to think about your words and response, that helps you to regulate the conversation. And that's where you can also identify, is this conversation worth having,
Mhm.
or thank you very much, I will see you next time, and walk away. Do
Mhm.
you spend your energy on that, or you don't? So it all comes down to making a choice, right?
Absolutely. I love, love, love those answers, Anna and Andy.
Beautiful.
Awareness and intentionality hand in hand. Okay, then you can hopefully, you know, mm, um, conquer those emotions that may not be right for you. Okay, Sarah, don't worry. Because yes, Sarah is from Japan. They are in Japan. They're Filipinos based in Japan. Don't worry, because after a while, maybe give it a day or two, YouTube has this caption, automatic caption already.
Mm-hmm.
So because she said
Right.
that she can understand better if it's in words, if it's written, like the chat. Okay, so don't worry. After several days, then you will see the chat. I mean the captions in this one, and then when you rewatch it, then you will see the English words. And I know she will get that because Sarah is more versed in Japanese. There you go, than English. And Jeff says so much of any good conversation when both are listening and hearing with respect is about letting go of our own ego. Yes, mostly the issue of a bad
Mm-hmm.
conversation starts
Yep.
with ourselves. Yes, because it's I'm right. I'm right. You listen to me. No, wait. Right? So that's very true. I agree. And Victor is saying, I don't control my emotions, but I control my actions. Great. Yes, true.
Nice.
Both of them.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yes, yes. Very good. I'm
Love
good at
that, Victor.
Japanese. There you go. Also, Jeff says, stop choosing to trying to win in these conversations that might be disagreeable. Choose instead to understand why they have their position, which that
Right.
is often fear-based. Yes, that's why Jeff earlier on, Andy and Anna said, engage in conversation for the reason for understanding, right? For more knowledge, to better
Mhm.
understand rather than, change the views of the other person. And Maxine is saying, I think we need to be aware of how we show our emotions in the presence of others and the impact they have on them. Control and modification might be appropriate or it might not. There you go.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's Talmudic. That's very good.
Okay. And Sora saying hello. Sora, hello. Sorry, I was looking for you in Mommy Guide's channel. I forgot that the stream is paired with my channel. Yes, because Tina is one of those who are pairing with me.
Oh,
And
how
also,
cool.
if you are on Ana Zugheri's channel, which she's also pairing with us, you can also comment there. All right, so we have reached the end of this episode. We would love to have more conversations, but we've taken up more than we have of Andy and Anna's time. But before we let them go, guys, okay, I would like to remind you of, okay, so this is, hold on, there you go. This is Anna's Facebook. It's Faith 52. She talked about it a little while ago in the beginning about her channel, Faith 52, and her ministry. And of course, she has her YouTube channel where this is broadcasted every other week, conversations with Andy and Anna. It's about nothing, but it's something. Look at how fun that thumbnail is, right? So it's every other week with this too, all right? So head on to Anna Zugheri dash Faith 52 on her YouTube channel, and on her Facebook it's Faith 52. And of course she has, okay, her website. It's www.faith52.com. If you want to know more about her ministry work and where to get in touch with her, this is where you need to go. All right. And of course, she also has her podcast. So if you're on the road, sometimes you cannot listen, or I mean watch her videos or her Facebook posts. You can actually listen to it on her podcast. It's on https colon double slash anchor.fm slash Anna dash Zugheri. All right. So there. And now on Andy's side, his Facebook is Andy Halper. You can follow him there, like his post. And also he has an Instagram, Andy Halper. And he is part of this group called Hidden Visions. All right, Andy, maybe you want to talk about Hidden Visions a little better
Very
than I can?
briefly, very briefly, very briefly.
Yes,
Hidden
very
Visions
briefly.
is a student group at the University of Minnesota, and I'm a student at the University of Minnesota. Can you find my picture, my
There, second
silhouette in there?
guy from the left.
Yeah,
There you
there
go.
you go. And what we group extracurricular people from biotechnology, from philosophy, artists, from wide disciplinarians who come together to create videos, creative videos, and it's incredible. If you go to hiddenvisions.com, you can see some of the videos, some of the stories that I've told over these last few months in Lita and other places are there. But it's a really intergenerational group of people,
Wow.
and really emblematic of what we're talking about today. Different
Andy, can
people from
people
different.
join this group?
Yes,
Okay, where can they
yeah.
find it? Where can they find Hidden Visions? On Facebook?
Hell, on Facebook, there Hidden Visions also has a YouTube page.
All right, there's also
I don't,
YouTube.
yeah,
So
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
YouTube, probably there's an Instagram and a YouTube page and a Facebook page as well. Again, do you see Andy? He's the second guy over there with the glasses. Okay,
There.
from the
Oh, you're
left.
very, very good, very
All
good.
right. All right. So guys, that is it for Andy, Anna, and I. Just last, look at the chat. Jeff is saying an issue today is how we have these conversations. We need more in-person conversations, but that offer more context with seeing a person's eyes,
Yeah,
energy, and
yeah.
hearing the tone. Keyboard
Mm-hmm.
debates are awful.
Love
Yes.
that, Jeff. Love that, Jeff.
Absolutely. After the stream ends, there will be subtitles that will become available. Yes. Yes, they're faster now. Okay. I look forward to working. Yes, same here, Sarah. Thank you, Anna and Andy, for today's conversation from Tina. Here's the link to Andy's Facebook page. All right, so my moderator, daughter Superfloop, is putting down the links for Andy and
Thank
Anna.
you.
Great discussion. Lovely to see all of you, Andy. We should catch up soon. Indeed, indeed, Jeff. All right. And Jeff, I need to talk to you for our next Notion episode also. And here's Anna's YouTube channel. Again, so you don't need to find the links. It's in the chat. You just click on them and then you can head on and subscribe, follow, like our guest social media channels. With that, thank you so much everyone. We have Andy, Anna, thank you. Yes, Andy. Yes, go ahead.
Well, thank you, Lala. You are an extraordinary human being, and I mean that from the
Oh,
bottom of my heart.
Mm-hmm.
You do such wonderful things to make our lives better and the world better. And the word of that, the word is lahitraot.
yes,
It's
that's
in
it.
Hebrew. You don't say goodbye because that can be final. And lahitraot means until we see each other again. So lahitraot. Thank you, Anna. Thank you,
Yes.
Lala. This is yours, Lala.
Lahitra Oat, friends.
All
Thank you
right.
so
So all
much for
together
having
now,
us.
Andy and Anna, all together now say, Lahitra Oat,
Lahitra
guys.
Oat.
Lahitraot.
All right. So see you again on Wednesday for another crafty nights here at Mommy Guide Inc. where we talk about uh printing. All right. So again,
All
Lahitra
right.
Oat. Okay.
Lahitraot.
Bye.
Lahitra Oat.
Lahitra
Mazel
Oat.
tov.
Bye.
Mazel
Mazel
tov.
tov. All right. Everybody saying the same thing. Thank you to everybody. Thank you. Thank you. All
Thank you,
right.
everyone.
So much, Andy and Anna, for joining me. Thank you, everybody in the chat, and I hope to see you again on Wednesday for another crafty nights here at Mommy Guide Inc. Lahitra out!